Hey everybody. Okay. Oh wow, that sounded really depressing. Today's video is going to be on a special topic of mentors. And he knew exactly what I meant when I said mentors, because when I say mentors, I mean more specifically godparents. And when I say godparents, I mean my godmom. If godmommy is watching this, hi. Um, a mentor is very important in anything, um, you know, but especially in a magical practice. Um, a lot of people hire people to take care of people to teach them stuff, and my God, and when you have a godparent, if you get initiated into something, yes, you have to hire your godparent. You pay them but you pay them for stuff for initiations. You pay them for the animals that are going to be sacrificed, and you pay them so they can pay the other people that are going to be participating in the sacrifice, because some people do charge for this type of work. Anyway, you're paying for initiation rights, but when you have a godparent, and when I say a godparent, I mean a true godparent, like a parent that is a godparent, a person that has found you and that's willing to pass on spiritual information free of charge, free of debts, free of you owing them anything. A true godparent, like my godmother, it's a rare thing. My godmother, there's nothing that I can't ask her, and she's heard things about me that if I would have heard about my godchild, and I've told her things about me that, it's just, she's a best friend and a parent at the same time. I'm not gonna cry. But, what was I saying? Godparents are really hard to come by, especially true godparents, like I said, when you get initiated into a house or something, you have to pay people for their time, and sometimes you have to pay them for the things that they're going to do for you. Some godparents, I know one person, she got initiated into a house, and her godparents charged her down to the meals that she had over their house. They're meals that were not related to anything in her practice. So she'd go over there to have a casual dinner, and they'd be she'd receive an invoice or a bill or something, and they would have charged her for that meal, and she quickly learned that house was not about the spiritualism, but it was more about the money, and she left. But that is not the thing. What I'm here to talk about is my godmom and the positivity of a godparent. The positivity of a godparent is an extreme thing. Because when you have a godparent, you're literally family to them. They're like your second mom or second dad or second moms and dads. And their family is your family, and your family is their family. And you and it's sort of a different relationship in the sense that, they're a parent to you, they'll look after you, but you also can tell them things that you don't really tell your other godparents, your other parents, and then you also get a spiritual teacher too. And when I say a spiritual teacher, I mean the whole purpose of a godparent is to pass on spiritual knowledge to a person. A lot of people choose a godparent based on, money, or based on, what they're able to provide. And those things are always nice, to be able to provide money to a child, to be able to provide, resources. But if anything, I would choose a godparent based on how spiritual they are. And then, secondly, I would look at their financial situation and their responsibility, and they're able to provide. Cat hair he is shedding. Those are important factors. But the more important factor is the whole name Godparent, which says that this person is spiritual and they are going to be a spiritual parent, a spiritual teacher. And that's not to say that when you have a godparent for your child that you don't have to be the spiritual teacher, but a godparent is exactly what the name is like kind of implying. You are a teacher of the Spirit of God to a child. And like I said, that doesn't mean that parents don't do that. That just means that, you don't necessarily, a parent doesn't have to necessarily focus on it all the time. My godmother has passed on great amounts of wisdom to me. And that's why I suggest that people go out and find a godparent, a mentor, somebody, and you'll know a mentor, you'll know your mentor by what they ask of you. And when I say what they ask of you, I mean if they ask you for monetary, if they exchange information for money, that's not a mentor, that's a teacher. You can, they have classes. You can easily, they're teaching you the same thing they're teaching other people. They have classes. You can go and pay at workshops. You can go to workshops and fairs and pay to take those classes. That's not that's not a mentor. A mentor is somebody who is lovingly and willingly passing on information to you. And they pass on the information as if you're blood to them, as if you're kin. And that is an amazing, amazing thing, because you feel so accepted. And then you also get a kind of gratification from a mentor that you don't get from a teacher, because when a teacher tells you, good job, that's because they've given you everything, and and so it's hard for you to mess this up. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do good on the test, when you do good on a test in school, a teacher's giving you all the information to study, so it's hard for you to mess it up. But when you have a mentor, when you have somebody who's just a mentor or a godparent who is giving you information and they tell you, good job, there's a difference in it, and I know there's like a difference in it. I can understand the difference in it because a mentor or a godparent is giving you this information, and what you might have done is you might have built off of it, like my godmother, me and her were discussing a charm the other day, and we have sort of like a psychic connection, I guess. And she had told me about this charm that she had did when she was my age, and I do the exact same thing now. And so unbeknownst to me, she had passed on a charm that she did psychically. And that was extremely interesting to me. We have just such a strong psychic connection that she can pass on information unknowingly to me. Sometimes she doesn't even know she's doing it. It just happens. And, another thing about a godparent that you might not necessarily get in a teacher is a teacher will give up on you, but a godparent will not. My godmother has warned me about many things, many things, and despite my being hard-headed and my wanting to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Wanting to be difficult and independent at the same time, she has not forsaken me. Literally, she hasn't. I've done something that I've considered to be a major slap in the face to her, and I don't know how to fix it. And, she's had people tell her horrible things about me, and people say things that, that if I had heard about my godchild, I'd rethink if I'd want to teach this child. Like, I wouldn't stop loving him, but, I wouldn't stop loving my godchild. I'd just rethink, maybe this is the person I should trust with my magical secrets. And despite the fact that, she's heard these horrible things, she has chosen to forsake, other people. She has chosen to be like, not forsake necessarily, but choose to just ignore them and, be about me. And, we talk every day. There's nothing that my godmother doesn't know. Those are the things that godmothers are like. Godparents in general are supposed to be best friends. They're supposed to be, your counselor. They're supposed to be, healers. They're supposed to be everything to you. And that is just awesome if you ask me, because my godmother is all of those things to me and more, I was talking to my cousin Malika, and I was like, she told me that her godmother was a lawyer, and I was like, ooh, your godmother is a lawyer? And she told me, I think she said she went to Harvard. And I was just like, I was just so in like awe, and I was amazed by that. But then I was like, am I really jealous? Because my godmom is so much cooler than that. And I was like, for a second, I was like, am I jealous? And then I was like, no, because my godmother is so much cooler. But not that her godmom isn't cool, just that like, and that's another thing. Not everybody's going to like. It's like parents. Not everybody's going to like each other's parents, and not everybody's going to want to have the same parents. Some people are going to want your parents. Some people are not going to want your parents. Some people are going to want your godparents. Some people are not going to want your godparents. So that's just another thing. And so what I'm really just trying to get to is, first of all, Lorena, thank you, and I love you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you countless times. And I know I'm going to be saying thank you for the rest of my life and for the rest of your life. So thank you, and I love you. And as for the other thing that I'm trying to say is, go out and find a mentor. Go out and find a godmom. Go out and find a godfather. Go out and find somebody who's willing to give you information unknowingly. Not unknowingly. Well, I guess it is sometimes unknowingly, because sometimes she'll share stuff with me, and I think that, like, she doesn't mean to share stuff with me. Like, sometimes she'll tell me something and I don't think she meant to share with me, but her giving information to me is such a natural thing. So maybe that's what you need to be looking for. Look for somebody who gives you information naturally, who tries to form a relationship, a bond with you, somebody who is trying to, somebody who is trying to share the wisdom that they have. But I would also just like to say this morning, be careful who you trust, because not everybody has necessarily the purest intentions with anybody, practitioner, old or young. Sometimes people they're looking to get a leg up. They're looking to, and sometimes students and apprentices and proteges, they're just a way of people building a name for themselves in the community. Oh, well, I have so-and-so, I have a student now, and so that means that, I have valued information and people want to learn from me. That is not necessarily true, and the only time that people really say that they have valued information is when you're paying for the information. You have interesting information. You might have something that I would like to learn a little bit about, but you're not valued. I'd pay for, if my godmother asked me to, I'd pay for her classes. I'd pay for her lessons, because she has taught me countless things about reading the tarot, understanding divination, dream work, working with spirits and different Loa, different Orisha, different Fae, and that's just what she will tell me. There are still aspects of her practice that are very private. So, and as are there aspects of my practice that are very private, there's an understandable boundary between the two of us. She stays on her side over there, and I stay on my side over here. But what I always notice is that she doesn't stay on her side over there. She likes to cross over into my business. She is very nosy in the sense that she is my godmother. And, I just wanted to make... And, she told me that, like, one day I'm going to want to make a video about her. And I better say nice things. And so, I think I've said more nice things than negative things. So I think that she's going to be okay with this. But, all I have to say is thank you, Lorena. Thank you for teaching me. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for everything. Thank you. You are truly a light of the world, and I love you, and blessings. And to everybody watching this who is not my godmother, go out and find a mentor that you like, that you love, that you know has pure intentions with you, that you know has, who wants to teach you, that you know who wants to give you information without pay. They just want to give you information with the hopes of sharing information. Go out and find that person. And once you find that person, you might find other people like that too. It's not, you might not have the same mentor / godparent / teacher for the rest of your life. I mean, not teacher, but, mentor, godparent, whatever, for the rest of your life, Situations and circumstances change, and you might have to change godparents, you might have to change, mentors, and that is fine. So, that's all I have to say. Ashe, ashe, ashe.